Hey everybody, welcome to another video game guide or walkthrough. We're going to be doing Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2, 2022, and we're going to be taking down Graves and his tank in the mission Ghost Team on Realism difficulty. This is the second to last level of the game, the penultimate level. It is one of the hardest levels and one of the most frustrating levels in the entire game. So let's set things up. That tank, you're going to be playing hide and seek in this sort of training area. You have to hit that tank 4 times with explosive blasts. And the only real way to do that is with C4. There is a single RPG that I will show you where to find with one rocket. And that, of course, is an easier thing to do because guess what? You can shoot the rocket, right? All the way across the map. But otherwise, you have to damage the tank with C4, which is really difficult because on Realism, it just basically kills you in less than a second. If it gets a clear shot at you, it's really hard. And it's really hard to toss that C4 because you don't exactly throw it like a grenade. It's a very short range. Most guides are going to say throw it from the second floor of the building or just, I don't know, get behind a wall, do something weird and throw it. Okay, so mine is going to be the one guide where I'm going to be like, no, we're going to give you 100% safety. Okay, 100%. No risk at all. And in order for you to have zero risk, you are not walking around throwing C4 at the tank from any area of the map because you can still die and you can still miss with the throw. And well, I mean, you're gonna have to use the checkpoint system. All right. So number one, that's why it's really hard. Number two, it's even worse because after every time you damage the tank, the game will spawn waves of enemy soldiers to make life even more difficult for you. You damage the tank once after the first blast, a wave of 3 to 4 unarmored guys will come at you. After the second blast, there's going to be one armored guy in that wave. And the third blast, God help you, every soldier, and there's going to be a good 3, 4 of them, are going to be armored up. And one of those guys can drop you essentially instantly on Realism. And now you have to dodge and play tag with those guys, stay alive, and play tag with a tank that can also one-hit kill you. So you can imagine that this level or this boss fight can get incredibly frustrating. So this technique, we're going to stack damage. Okay, we're going to stack damage, and we're going to only have to deal with one wave, which is the wave after you damage the tank once, the easiest wave. And then we're going to hit that tank so hard and so fast, you're not going to have to deal with any of the other waves, and you're going to be able to, just basically beat the level super fast. So how are we going to do that? Well, we're going to do that through a couple of different hacks or different things to take advantage of. We're going to start the checkpoint, and the checkpoint is going to start you off, behind actually the most important hack of all. So here we go.
Ready for
So
this?
here's the tank,
Hell yeah.
and this wall right here is the most important hack of the entire
Can't wait
boss
to
fight.
bang
You can
this
see Rodolfo
bastard.
just walked into this building. There's going to be 3 guys in this building, and if you wait long enough, Rodolfo will kill all 3 of those people by himself. Okay, like a lot of Rodolfo, Rudy gets a bad rap in this level because everybody's like, that guy's completely useless, blah blah blah. It's like, well, he's not super useful, but we're gonna make use of him.
Come on,
right?
Aaron, let's
And
talk
so the
about it.
first thing we're gonna do is we're gonna let Rodolfo get in this building, and he is gonna kill all 3 people in this level.
One of you
Okay?
dipshits needs to die
So
last.
at this point, I'm gonna stop because we're gonna just let these guys monologue it
Go
out.
fuck yourself,
Because I don't want
Graves.
to talk over these guys, and we're just
You
gonna
got
wait
a
it out.
healthy disrespect for authorities, so I like that about you.
You're Shepard's lapdog. You get paid to break the rules.
There's only 2 rules here, boy. Walk away or win. Guess which one I choose. Should have gone home when you had the chance, though. You and that asshole with the mask? Hiding behind that uniform? Look around, Sergeant. There should be some C4. Find it.
You wore that uniform.
That uniform was a limitation. I shed that skin.
Like a fucking snake.
Like a fucking soldier, son.
You had to make your own little army, because you couldn't hack it in the real one.
That's almost funny coming from you, but then again, I remember my first rodeo too. You're on the short road to hell now, son. I told you to go home, but you didn't listen.
You'll hang for this.
Knock that honor shit off, Johnny. I'll be sipping tequila, forgetting where I buried your ass in a week. That goes for both of you. Can you say the same? Hey, Rodolfo. Don't go thinking los unos, cuatro unos are su amigos, hermano, because they ain't. Helios no le guste usted.
Look around, Sergeant. There should be some C4. Find it.
Cuando este es cumplido, los amigos will drop los bloqueos like a bad fucking habit, brother. Comprende?
Okay, so now that I stopped talking, what have you noticed? If you've been paying attention, you'll notice that even though the tank is supposedly driving in random patterns, he actually doesn't. He will always come from right to left along this path, and he's going to drive right in front of this wall that you spawn behind at the beginning of the level. Always, he's going to be here, right? So you're going to use that to your advantage because, number one, obviously you can hide behind this wall, and he can't get to you. He can't drive around you. He can't shoot you. The cannons, he can't blast this cover. He can blast almost everything else in this level. He cannot blast this wall part. Okay, there's a couple of areas around the perimeter, like the storage sheds and the concrete tunnels, that's impervious to the cannon fire. So number one, it's a very important piece of knowledge. You know where that tank goes. He has a predicted path. And so instead of having to throw C4 at the tank, we're going to be able to plant it in his path, and we're going to be able to explode it in a controlled fashion. So that's number one. Number two, when you touch the D-pad, when you press the touchpad, your objective shows up. But because the objective is actually destroy the tank actually is marked. And you're going to be using that, honestly, throughout the entire level, because you need to know where that tank is at all times, because he can't one-shot you from across the map. And so you always need to know where that tank is to be safe. Okay, so that's number two. And finally, number three, we're going to take advantage of the fact that you can actually explode 2 C4s at the same time, and it counts for 2 hits. You don't have to do it one at a time, right? So here we go. He's coming around. We're going to run in here. We're going to grab C4 right here. Again, make sure you know where he is at all times. You always want to have a building between you and him. Okay, so we now have actually 2 C4s in our inventory. It's on Realism, so I'm going to switch briefly to show you. And the next step is to get that RPG. So again, be careful. Always use that touchpad. Figure out where he is. And then you're going to want to get that RPG, okay? Keep buildings between you and him. The RPG is right here. It's at the periphery. Now you see it. This is actually another safe zone where he cannot actually cannon blast you. So be careful. He's moving right there. And then we're going to exchange your secondary weapon for it. So now you got an RPG and you got 2 C4s, okay? So you have already on your person the ability to deliver 3 of the 4 blasts you need to beat him. So here's what we're going to do. We have to get back to our original starting position. We're going to hopefully do it in a safe manner. Always keep a building between you and the tank. Concrete buildings, because he will end you very, very quickly.
C4 packs a punch, Sergeant. Use it.
So he's over there. You're in the beginning again, where Rodolfo is. Here he is. And get behind this concrete block with the red stripes. Okay, so now you're safe, right? So now you want to plan this out because you don't want to essentially use up all of your good stuff at the beginning, right? So, well, see that? That was a tank blast, and what did it do? It did nothing. This wall blocked it completely. So wait for him to walk away, and then we're gonna plant one single C4 here. He's coming, you can tell, right? And then just get ready to explode it. Right about now. Okay, so you have now damaged them ×1, and you're going to trigger a wave of soldiers. Okay, you're going to trigger a wave of soldiers. Just wait. Because of where you are here, those soldiers are going to come running from the far end of the map, and usually they go through the building where Rodolfo is. And guess what Rodolfo's going to do? Rodolfo is going to kill those waves of soldiers. So again, for people who said that Rodolfo is useless, well, we're going to make use of him, right? So there might be a few stragglers, but what are you hearing? What you're hearing is Rodolfo taking care of business, is what you're hearing, okay? So just keep waiting, be patient, you get all the time in the world. Wait for all the gunfire to die down, because that means that, Rodolfo's finished killing them. So now we have a situation where we have an RPG, and we have one C4, but you've damaged the tank once already. You need to damage the tank 3 more times, and now we're going to do that. So we need to pick up another C4 to replace the C4 we've used. How are we going to do that? Okay, we're going to wait again until the tank is away. He's making like a circle. So for some reason, if you stand here, you kind of, for some odd reason, loop the tank into this circular pattern over and over again. Okay, so here we go. We're going to be safe. You want him to be far away because we have to make a break for it and get one more C4.
C4, so use it on Graves' tank.
Here he is. He's going to come this way. He'll forget about you. Wait until he's far away. Oh, he sees me. That's not good. That's okay. Let's put another armor plate. So you gotta be careful. You see how he could get you from all the way across the map, right? Okay, he's moving. And when he moves, you want to grab this C4 real quick. And then you want to hurry on back, get behind this barricade. And then we're gonna put 2 here. 1, 2. And now we're going to deliver both blasts and an RPG real quick. He's coming, so here we go. Perfect angle. Here we go. Boom.
Doing damage.
So what happened? What did we do? Right?
You did it, Soap. You and me, hermano. Brought a gun to a tank fight.
Not just a gun, my friends.
Yeah,
Not just a gun.
Soap the Ghost. And we're ready. Graves is KIA. How's Price?
Angry. Lost a good cigar in the crash. Pilot's okay too. Out.
Alejandro, la base está asegurada. Graves está muerto. Vamos en camino.
So I'm going to pause right there. That's the end of the video. So hopefully you followed exactly what I did. If you do this, there's no real skill involved. It's just a matter of playing hide and seek, not allowing the tank to get a line of sight on you so that it doesn't one-hit you with its cannon blast or take you down with its machine gun. So just follow through, understand what happened. Just watch the video, and so you'll know. You took advantage of the fact that you're hiding behind a cement block that's indestructible. You're taking advantage of the fact that at this point you know that the tank likes to drive in front of that cement block from right to left. It constantly does that. That allows you the ability to plant C4 and explode it from distance with no risk. You're taking advantage of the fact that you can carry 2 C4s. You can plant and detonate 2 C4s. Just to answer your question, you cannot plant 3 or 4 C4s. If you plant 2 C4s and you grab more C4, you will not be able to remote detonate. Okay, I tried all that. So you can detonate up to 2 C4s at the same time, and now you have a rocket launcher, RPG, right, on your shoulder to deliver a third blast, essentially within a second. The tank literally has no chance to react, recover, shoot you. Once stunned by the blast, you're already shooting it. So essentially, you split the 4 damage blasts into 2 cycles. 1 C4, and then after that, you get another C4 to replace that one, and then you lay out again, and then 3 blasts together, 2 C4s in the RPG. Okay? And your position is also beautiful because the first wave, number 1 is the easiest, obviously, because there's not even any armor guys. But the wave spawn after you damage the tank the first time are just all regular soldiers, and because of where you are sitting, they have to go through Rudolfo's building to essentially get to you. It's very unusual for them to go around the perimeter, but if they do, of course, you have you have a gun with a heat sensor that you pick up early in the level. But any gun will do. You have a gun to just blast them and kill them. So it's very simple, right? So if you just sit there and just wait a bit, you can hear Rudolfo actually literally killing all those guys from the first wave. And then once that dies down, there's all the time in the world as you keep tracking the tank to go out, and there's a C4 orange box literally right outside, right around the corner, within a few feet. You grab that. Now you got your 2 C4 again, plant the 2 C4, do it again. It's super simple. So hopefully you found this helpful. I've seen a lot of YouTube videos. This is the only one that utilizes all that unique information to put together a situation where really, if you're just careful, you can't die. You know where the RPG is. You know where the relevant C4s are. Very straightforward, done on realism, and it avoids essentially all of the nonsense of the soldiers. You have Rodolfo essentially kills all of them. You don't shoot a single soldier. Rodolfo does all the work. So hope you enjoyed that and found it useful. And until next time, do take care.